I am, but it's raining, so I'm just going to wait a minute. So another huge quarter-final here on centre court. London 2012 Olympian Beck Palmer and her partner Jess Namo, two of the Australian national team players, up against Katie Bartoli and Christy Jenkins, who also in their own right have represented Australia. Katie just going for the cheeky first touch defensive play over there, and perhaps a little sign that they're not exactly the best balls to play. She put that one out. I personally am not a fan. I know Ross, my co-commentator, and Sanj as well, both don't mind that sort of play, so I'm outnumbered here, unfortunately. So Beck and Jess take an early 2-1 lead here. The conditions aren't too bad for beach volleyball. The wind is picking up a little bit. It is quite strong, but centre court, of course, is sheltered a little by the tents and the grandstand, so it isn't quite as windy on centre court as it is on the outside courts. And the rain, well, it hasn't rained all day, to be honest. Manly's put on a show today. We've had beautiful weather, maybe a little bit of moisture just creeping into the air now, but nothing too bad. Certainly nothing that's going to worry these players out here. What a play from both teams. Jess Namo in that rally. Her incredible footwork to move backwards. It's really not an easy thing to do on the sand. She made that look so easy. It's as if she's on wheels out there on the sand, just rolling through the sand there. So Beck serving there. And another solid swing and transition. So a really good start for this Aussie combination of Palmer and Namo. Christy Jenkins and Katie Bartoli, they've had a great tournament so far, and they may have got off to a slow start here, but they'll certainly be looking to ramp it up, and there's an easy point from them, a service error from Beck. So swapping ends, 2-5 here on centre court at Manly Beach. This is, of course, the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour Final, so the very best of the best here of Australian volleyball. Sensational Saturday, serendipitous Saturday according to Ross. Tomorrow, of course, is Super Sunday, and we cannot wait.
That one points to the drag. Christy Jenkins and Jess Namo. Drag comes again by Namo. 6 points between.
So beautiful piece of play there by the Aussie girls in blue. Katie Bartoli, a local Manly girl, so she knows these sands here at Manly Beach extremely well. She found them no problem down the line then. Great turn there from Jess. She came in on that approach looking to hammer that ball cross court and managed to turn her body, but in particular turn her shoulder and redirect the ball down the line. So a great swing from her. 7-3 now. Beck Palmer serving. Oh, that looks good from up here. Just a little bit long though. So early in this set still, of course, so the girls just finding their rhythm. They've had 2 games today, but of course they've had a little bit of a break, so it's just about getting back into the flow of everything out there. Christy Jenkins and Katie Bartoli, as I mentioned, they're not going to lie down without a fight, pushing it back to within 2 points here. So 5 serving 7. Great serve down the line there. Christy Jenkins, she's serving into the wind from the southern end of the beach. So of course, serving into the wind in beach volleyball is considered a bit of an advantage. It's the preferred end of the court. You can really swing right through your shoulder and give the ball a little bit more oomph perhaps than you would normally. And of course, in contrast from the other end of the court, the wind is going to take the ball with it a little bit more, and you saw on that occasion Beck just pushing the ball probably only an inch or two long there. But after a slow start, Christy Jenkins and Katie Bartoli back to 7-all.
Yeah, it's been a good comeback by the girls closest to the camera. Early on, they looked like they were all over the shop, not backing their own judgment, making some very interesting and ultimately incorrect calls, but now they are backing themselves. It's become a very even tussle, 8-7 now with Jess Namo to the service line. Just sailing wide. So what a fascinating match this is. We had Palmer and Namo race out to an early lead. We've had Bartoli and Jenkins claw their way back into this match, and now a couple of points in a row to Namo and Palmer again. Oh, look at that, they're getting in each other's way. Just Katie Bartoli just not able to get out of the way quick enough with that ball. She worked so hard to keep that ball alive, but then could not get out of the way of her partner. So real good little run here for Namo off her service. We've seen, and I'll be interested in Sanj Carter's thoughts on this, but we've seen Jess Namo just even in the space of the last week, her all-round game has really gone up a level, but her serve is what's really impressed me in the last week or so, Sanj.
Yeah, I think obviously playing with a number of really experienced players and grabbing a silver medal at a World Tour event last weekend here on Manly, she's feeling pretty comfortable out here, and I think you can, as you said, Ross, that serve is absolutely cranking, and she's really enjoying that bit of breeze there, being able to crank that top spin serve into the wind. And when you're winning, when you're serving well, you start to get confident and you start to serve better and you start to win more. So we see that nice little crafty shot there, little cutty. Just draws them back 9-11 now. But obviously with the event last weekend, Jess Namo playing with Maria Fay, who's probably one of our best servers on tour, and just absolutely just goes for it. I think she probably took a lot from Maria Fay in the way she goes about her serving, and she's been able to implement that into this game. And we'll go to technical timeout. You'll see the girls, when we get the combination of 21 points, they'll have an automatic sit down, and we'll see them then obviously come out of that tech timeout and change in. So every 7 points, changing ends, and we're racing to 21 points, must win by 2. And you'll see the girls just having a nice little chat, nothing too serious going on there. Jess and Bakar up 11-10 right now. Beck looking pretty chilled out there in the timeout booth, just up grabbing a sip of water. Both teams, again, just like last night, just feeling each other out a little bit in this first set before they decide to really make a move and push hard.
Next report, this court 4 in the men's set. Over boys Christy and Bart. First set.
Big swing there by Chrissy, just inside the Jess Namo block when they put it on the sand in front of Bakara. Really good setting there by Katie Bartoli, giving Christy a lot of hitting options there, 11-all. Oh, and it's just squeezed out. Great pass there by Bakara Palmer. That's so crushed down the sideline, and Bakara was up to the task.
Once again, Sanj, we've seen these mini runs in this match. It really has been, each team has managed to string 3 or 4 points together in a row. It's not a point-for-point match, that's for sure. It's 3 or 4 points to 3 or 4 points, and let's just see if that happens now. They've broken the Jenkins serve to keep the score level at 12-all. Jess Namo to the service line. Let's see what she's like with the win behind her.
Yeah, I think we've got 4 really, really strong servers out here, Ross, and we've seen that, you know, if you can put the other team under a lot of pressure on the serve, you can start to make a few indents in that defensive play. And oh, sorry, there you go, Mazda. Sorry, Jess. Should have known as soon as I talked you up that I was going to put the curse on you. So sorry, mate. I'll stop that. And let's see Katie Bartoli with the ball in hand. No, not going to talk about that Bakara Palmer shot, but Jess Namo, those setting hands, the backs are in the rain, in the wind. That ball did not spin and out. She's got, wow, the skills there, silky smooth there from Jessica Namo. Oh, great swing, Bartoli. Classic Bartoli down the line, snaps it across her body and just too quick for Jess Namo there. The girls in white are just going to grab a little time out here. They've got a 15-12, so they've got a couple of points as we were talking about, Ross. A little bit of work to do now as we start to get to the business end of this first set. So this is our second last match of the day, or the evening, I should say, here at Manly Beach. We'll have one more quarterfinal to round out today's play, and then we'll have all of our semi-finals locked in. So this is the last spot in the women's to be locked in. Bakara Palmer and Jess Namo in the white, Chrissy Jenkins, Katie Bartoli in the blue, leading 15-12.
15-12, first set. With Namo and Palmer.
Oh, they edge 1 point closer. Now switch ends now. Jess and Makara, they'll go to the southern end with the wind in their face. So we'd say this is a favoured end. And they've got a 2 point deficit here. They need to try and squeeze up 13-15.
Ruining my setup.
Oh, too good. Really smart swing there by Katie Bartoli. High off the block there, making it just out of reach of the defender. And again, we see that 3 point gap. We haven't seen the team being able to get out to that 4 point gap yet. We're just seeing that 3-2 switch all the time. There we go. Too good there, Bakara Palmer just squeezing it down past line. Katie gave her a little bit of space there, and Bakara was up to the task and scores a point again. Back to that 2 point gap, 14-16. Oh, there it is. Bartoli again, a classic line shot. She's got that absolutely dialed in, and she's having a field day. Chrissy Jenkins setting her really, really well at the moment, giving Katie a lot of options. Very, very smart, Bakara Palmer. Probably the most experienced player out in the court. 2012 Olympian, junior world champion, Australian Tour champion. So has a few tricks up her sleeve, does Bakara Palmer. Oh, gives her a punt to the no one middle call. And Jessica Namo absolutely up to can blast that one right down the guts between Katie and Christy to bring up point number 16. And we've got a 1 point gap. Oh, that's going to grab the top of the antenna there. And as you know, in beach volleyball, the ball must pass between the red and white antennas. They are an extension of the line. And look at the energy there, Bakara and just running to the bench, to the timeout box to have their chat, to make use of the full 60 seconds. Chrissy and Katie just taking their time. Just nice walk over. But definitely been a little change in the energy, change in the body language. And we'll see it all locked up 17 all. As we've busily got our crew setting up here our VIP area for tomorrow's VIP function. There's still tickets available to come down and join us in the grandstands or to join us in the VIP fully catered area here at Manly Beach, jump onto volleyfest.com.au and secure your tickets for Super Sunday. Oh, the Lions has a good look at it, and he's called it long. So they will change ends, 18-17. Jenkins Bartoli with just a nose in front right now. Oh, again, just long, so just trading service errors there, back and forth. So let's see what Jessica Namo can do here. 18-all, set number 1, quarterfinal Australian Tour Finals. Oh, Bakara Palmer, late jump into the cross court. Chrissy Jenkins thought she had a clean backcourt to swing into, and late little change there by Bakara Palmer. That's experience in 19-18. Bakara Palmer. She's just been a little sleeping giant here, just absolutely come out of her box these last couple of points and absolutely got Chrissy Jenkins measured there. The late little peel dropped into the pokey and then just crushed it cross court. 20-18, set point.
So that could be inside volleyball. We could be able to do something tomorrow.
Too strong on the net. Jess Namo, Bakara Palmer draw first blood here in this quarterfinal. First set 21-18, but what a contest here. Great play from Chrissy and Katie, who really controlled most of the set, and Jess and Bakara just really started to fire out right when it mattered. 18-all, they put the foot down, they scored the points, and this is going to be a cracking second set here to see if Katie and Christy can redeem themselves and come up and level it all up.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it all comes to a head tomorrow. Our final day here at Manly Beach Volleyfest 2017. All the gold medal matches for the Australian finals. So we hope you can come and join us. It is a ticket of right tickets on sale right now. And then the ticket office there, this is the entry to the grandstand. So you want to see our awesome volleyball staff. They'll be able to pick up some tickets tomorrow. It's going to be a great day. Men's and women's gold medal matches as we finalise the last day of the Australian finals and the last day of Volleyfest 2017.
Second set, quarterfinal action here at Manly Beach. We are at the Aussie Tour Finals. Bakara Palmer, Jess Namo, first set in the bag and open their account with a little net dribbler there. Bakara Palmer, no, you often see the players, they hold the hand up, oh, sorry. She meant it. She's just going to take that point. She's an absolute competitor. Absolutely love watching her go about her beach volleyball. Oh, Katie Bartoli. Classic Katie Bartoli 2-ball. Changing up, changing the speed, changing the look of the game. Christy Jenkins serving into the antenna. Not generally the strategy that most players go with, and that's going to give Bakara Palmer and Jess Namo the point. She'll change that up. She'll learn from that error. She'll make that next serve in.
Oh, what happened there?
Katie Bartoli, I think she either got tripped over by the line, lost the ball in the light, or potentially a combination of the two. And look, these players, they've played a little bit under lights here, Ross, but not a heap. So sometimes they can lose the ball in those bright lights overhead, and I think that might have been what happened with Katie Bartoli then. Yeah, that she needs a little bit more practice on the dance floor to get those feet moving around. Long serve there, 2-3. Katie with the serve.
just wide on the line. Eagles are still up at 3-all.
See, look, first change of ends here. As we know, every 7 points, these ladies will switch ends. And we'll see Katie and Christy 4-3 coming out strong at the start of this set again. This is what we want to see. Oh, Bakara a little wide there. Christy, probably one of the most toughest competitors mentally on this tour. She's played not necessarily a lot of elite beach volleyball, but she's played a lot of sport at the elite level. She was a world champ, or top 10 world champion at trampolining. She spent a lot of time in that sport. Then she changed over to CrossFit, so she was actually a competitor at the World CrossFit Games, which if anyone's watched CrossFit or watched the CrossFit Games knows how challenging that is, and now obviously turning her hand to elite beach volleyball and is loving the opportunity to not only compete for Australia at the last couple of World Tour events, but she'd be very keen, her and Katie, to head overseas and represent Australia overseas as well. But that's why you saw that point. That's why these ladies are in the mix now and challenging a lot of the Volleyroos teams.
And Sanj Carter, how strong is the Katie Bartoli fan club here at Manly? She has got family here, friends, relatives, they're all here watching her local girl do well, and see the crowd there roar their approval when Katie slammed that one home.
Absolutely. I reckon if we surveyed the moment, I reckon it's a 90% fan base here for Katie Bartoli. And look, she grew up just around the corner, Ross, and she's played on the beaches here since she was around about 14 years old, and not only played here, she's competed and she coaches as well. So if they're not her family and friends, they're probably a number of her athletes that are here, seeing if she can actually walk the talk that she tells them to do in training, and Katie Bartoli absolutely can back up her talk. So as we see the girl 6-4, great. Oh, I like it though. I like Christy just changing that play up there, going with that deep corner. But she just did get under the ball a little bit there, and we're talking about that this morning. Actually, she said when that ball stays out in front, my vision is good and I hit really well. So she'll just make some little adjustments there to make sure that ball stays out in front. There we go. See the adjustment straight away. Much better attack, allowing her to force the ball through the Jess Namo block. And if Christy can maintain that tempo and that timing coming in on her attack, she's going to put her team in a really good position in this set.
A big change in our second set.
So the ladies just walking around the post, a little switch of the ends. Christy and Katie going down the other end so that they can have a look at the scoreboard. They'll also have their fans right behind them, really close. So they're going to hear a lot of the cheering here. Really close to him. Oh, Katie Bartoli, she had that read. She knew exactly what Jess Namo was doing then, and spot him.
After the girls finish this game, we will have one more game underway, so make sure you stick around.
International game, finish the night.
We just had a score update from the outside court from the men's quarterfinals, and local heroes Bart Baldersley and Aaron Crook losing an absolute nail biter to the lads from America. So unfortunately, Crooksy and Bart are going to bail out of this tournament with a 5th spot. And we will see the Americans here tomorrow in the semi-finals. So unlucky for Bart and Crooksy. They've had a great tournament but couldn't quite finish that match, and they went down in 3 sets to the Americans. But right now, Katie Bartoli, Christy Jenkins, a nice 10-7 lead. Bakara couldn't put that cross-court ball away the first time, but she was given a second opportunity, and don't give Bakara Palmer 2 opportunities to put that ball away. So again, 2-point difference. A little bit of finesse there from Christy Jenkins. I like that. She really sucked they'll block her in. Jess Nama went so high on the block there, she couldn't get back down on the ground, and Chrissy just taking a nice little lob. That'll be one that Chris Burnsy, her coach down in Victoria, would definitely be working on with her. He was a great player at the little trick shot, little dink over the block. So great to see Burnsy, some of that coaching coming out in the tough pressure moments.
So a nice shot down the middle there from Christy Jenkins. Now, she hasn't been playing beach volleyball for all that long, but she looks like an experienced campaigner out there, just knowing when to play those key shots when she's out of position in the air. Now, Sanj, Christy was you were Christy's very first beach volleyball partner. You got her out onto the sand. She absolutely loves this game now, and she's a bit of a joy to be around because she's just happy. She just makes everyone who she's around smile.
Yeah, spot on. And I actually down at Sandringham Beach Volleyball Centre, which Chris Burns runs, and I spotted Christy Jenkins playing with her mum in a bit of social beach volleyball, and I saw this absolute beast of an athlete that just jumped about a metre out of the sand playing social beach volleyball, and it didn't take me too long to say, hey Christy, let's go and play. And look, we'll be honest, when Christy and I had a joke about this the other day, that 6 years ago she wasn't as coordinated as she is now. Definitely a fierce competitor, but we did have a joke that she did say, I wish that I was still playing with her now. And look, she's put a lot of work into her game. She spent the last 2 or 3 summers over in California. She spent a couple of months in Brazil as well training. So she's one of those athletes that when she gets something in her mind, she absolutely goes for it. So you can see there, that's a bit of Christy Jenkins' beach volleyball story.
Absolutely, and you can tell she's been playing with you, Sam. She just did the classic send the wrong person to the baseline to serve. That's one of your specialties.
Yeah, look, it's really important you don't just teach them the skills of beach volleyball, teach them the craft of the game, Joe, and you see there, a big swing there. And that'll bring the point up for the ladies in white, 10-12. Christy and Katie still with that 2-point lead.
And just worth repeating the message that I said earlier on, especially young kids watching. Don't listen to what Sanj Carter's telling you to do, because it's bad attitude. And while it may be within the rules, it sends the wrong message. And no, that's very good. Everything is fair in beach volleyball. Everything is fair in beach volleyball, and this match is now getting nice and tight. Could we be off for another 3-setter? Some people here, it would be hard to believe it, some people might be ready to go home to go to bed, but not us. We are here for the long haul.
Absolutely, we are in for I'm up for a 3-set cracker here. We're going to be here anyway. We've got another men's match after this. Young Aussies up against the Japanese international team. And Ross, look, thank you for your advice out there to all the viewers. But I was described by one of my athletes once as the right mix of scary and nice as a coach. So, I'll take that. And that's a big shout out to Nicola Gregory in Geelong giving me that shout. And obviously her brother Tim was up playing a little bit earlier. So we're all tied up here, 12-all though. Quarterfinal beach volleyball, elimination beach volleyball. So the winner will go through the semi-finals to play at Super Sunday tomorrow, and the loser, well, they'll take a pretty credible 5th placing at the Australian Tour Finals. But I had a chat to both these teams earlier. They're out for blood. They're out to win the tournament, not just to make a semi-final. The girls in white, what? Just no right to be able to make some of those digs that they did. But wow, weren't able to grab the point. But definitely the crowd's just loving this beach volleyball out here.
And girls, how good is beach volleyball under lights? Like seriously, how good is this? And the girls up this end in the fluoro bathers, fantastic. We need all teams to be wearing fluoro bathers under lights to be fantastic.
Yeah, Russ. It's something different about playing under lights. There's a different energy out there. It's almost as if you go into like a dome. There's less distractions. You know, you haven't got the blue sky in the background, and it's like you're playing indoors. Everything becomes intensified. The crowd is louder. The lights are there. That you see the screen really popping in the background, and it just creates a completely different environment. And for me, it's just energy. Oh, look at that, Christy Jenkins, loving that cross court hit, and. You know, we're seeing everyone come out to Saturday night here at Manly Beach, and instead of people going out for dinner or sitting at home watching movies, they're out here on Manly Beach watching some damn good beach volleyball. Boo! Jess Namo with a cross-court hit of her own. 14-all. So, Joe, what are we going to see? 14-all here. We saw at a similar spot in that first set. So, again, who do you think is going to make the move here? Will Jess and Beck close it out, or you reckon we've got a little bit something more from Christy and Katie?
Well, I've trained a fair bit with Christy and Katie recently down here at Manly Beach, and I know how tough they are. I know how competitive they are, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do make a comeback. Jess and Beck haven't been playing together for that long, so as a combination, a little bit less experienced, and yet as individuals, extremely experienced, especially Beck Palmer, but just pushes that one wide. So, Sanj, I think I'm going to sit on the fence, but as a neutral, I would love to see this go to a third set. We've had some awesome three-setters today. Why not have another one?
Yeah, look, it's probably a good spot for us in the commentary to be sitting on the fence, or at least cheering or supporting for both teams. Go volleyball.
Oh, great placement there from Christy Jenkins. Actually, just going back to a point you made a minute ago, Sanj, about the bright lights, and the scoreboard down this end is really bright. If you were serving down this end, would you stand right in front of it so the girls at the other end have to look straight at that light? Maybe it makes it a little bit difficult for the eyes, maybe it makes it a little bit difficult to pick the ball up. I know that some people might say that's bad sportsmanship, but it's within the rules, and would you do that?
Look, Roscoe, if I was looking for an advantage from the service point of view, I'd actually probably be introducing the sky ball, allowing the players, the ball to go really high, and as a result, the players having to look up into the lights. So we've got the 4 light towers around, and that would actually be my strategy if I was trying to be a little sneaky and get any advantage from the lights. But yeah, the sky ball for me would be what I would be going with. I mean, the blue screen is quite bright, but it wouldn't be really shooting into their eyes by any means, just because it's so big. Oh, I see Bakara Palmer. That's 2 errors in a row down that line, and that's pretty uncharacteristic there, Rebecca. You can just tell that's the pressure of the defense of Katie Bartoli and Christy Jenkins, and that gives them that first little 2-point buffer, which we just haven't seen since right at the start of this set. And there it goes again, back to that 1-point gap, 16-17. She absolutely unleashed on that one, didn't she? But the wind wasn't strong enough to bring it back down into the court.
Joe, if I give you the key to my room, can you run back and get me a cardigan? Just a nice little cardigan or something to put on. It's getting quite cold here, isn't it?
Oh, mate, turn it up. Come on, Roscoe, settle in, buckle in. We've got some epic beach volleyball out here. Just get up and move around. That'll keep you pretty warm. But 18-16. It looks like if it keeps going this way, Ross, you're not going to be running down to do the interview just yet. So just hold tight. Christy and Katie, a little 2-point gap here. Oh, again, Bakara Palmer. There's a much better play from her off the right side, crushing it cross court. She's made a lot more points there than she has than off that left side line shoot. So I think Bakara Palmer, if she wants to win this set and this game, she wants to keep going with that cross court off the right hand side.
Excellent play there from Beck, just pulling that ball off the net, but just unable to find the line on that occasion. So another 2-point buffer for Christy and Katie here. Excellent defense from the girls in light blue, but it's Jess Namo. Too much power in the end going off the hands of Christy Jenkins. So that brings up an 18-19 score. The girls in white trail by 1. The business end of the set this is.
Save. Oh.
And Beck Palmer absolutely hammered that down. She loved that one. 19-all. just incredible play we're seeing from both sides. Both of these teams not making any errors at this point, just making each other play.
That's it. That's what we love to see, actually going out and winning the point, and really good to see Beck swinging hard on that line rather than that shoot that just wasn't working. So the back set play here. Katie Bartoli, oh, what a dig there. Bakara, oh, Katie grabs a little chunk of the net there. And it's gone the other way. Oh, Bakara Palmer will go and have a chat to the referee here on this one. His instinct was called it the other way. He was calling it on Katie Bartoli. He's called it back on Bakara Palmer now, and she is dirty, Ash. She is not happy at all. Set point. Jenkins to serve. She crushed it, but it's just gone wide. And we've got a 3-set. And I think Bakara Palmer went, look, the crowd's all in. Let's create a good environment. Let's keep them value for money, even though it's free out here. Joe, I think Bakara Palmer, let's just go to 3. We want some more beach volleyball. Let's give these fans what they want. And gosh, she's good, isn't she? Just a real ambassador for our sport and great beach volleyball.
Oh, awesome beach volleyball out there. I think the referee wanted this to go to a 3rd set as well, judging by that decision. We don't have the best view up here. The referee, of course, has an absolute perfect view from where they're standing. So got to trust that they're in the best position to make those calls. And certainly a couple of people up in the VIP tent here who weren't so sure, maybe calling for a replay on that one, but not to worry. As Sanj says, we love our beach volleyball. Beck Palmer could have hit that on the line, but wanted to play a 3rd, so here we are.
I thought it was the right call, but then again, I'm looking through tired old eyes that have been looking out there at the sand for almost 12 hours now. So what would I know? But what I do know is that these are two very evenly matched sides who have, not as partners, but certainly in different combinations, have played against each other a lot. In fact, I think if my memory serves me right, Sanj, and you'll be able to correct me, I'm sure, I think that Bakara and Katie actually won a Queensland Open. It might have been last year or the year before. So they probably all at some stage play with each other in one form or another. So they know each other's games. You've played against every single one of these girls. Who's got the stamina? Who's got the mental strength to win this 3rd set?
You're right, Rice. I've played against all of them. I've played with Christy. I've played with Katie. And look, the one that's probably got the strongest mental game would be Christy Jenkins, but probably the least experienced out of all of them with the beach volleyball. So I think, obviously, Bakara Palmer, you'd have to look to. She's an Olympian. She's a world champion junior athlete. So she would be the most experienced out in the court, and she will hold her team together. And look, you know, they're not going to worry about a little error. Even though she missed that first serve, she'll settle into this, and sometimes they'll just hone in that concentration. But I think Christy and Katie got a little bit of a point to prove. They're not in the current Volleyroos squad. They're training outside the program in Manly and in Melbourne, and they're really trying to push to try and get opportunities to represent Australia. So any chance they have to get a scalp and knock off one of the Volleyroos teams, they absolutely are going to go for it, because that's the only thing that's going to give them opportunities to be able to play on the world tour to represent Australia. So they are coming out with an absolute point to prove. It's more than just winning a national championship here. They have to win matches against Volleyroos teams if they want to have a look in to represent Australia internationally. And look, 2-3 in this third set, sorry guys, I apologise, 3rd set. Bakara Palmer back to serve, leading 3-2.
Awesome little side out there from Christy Jenkins and Katie Bartoli. Beck Palmer is standing so deep in the court for that serve, and I can tell you as someone who's received those serves, they are very tough to receive. The wind is moving the ball around. It's coming from an even longer distance away, so you really have to hone in the antennas and make sure you're reading the play perfectly. And Beck Palmer, in classic Beck Palmer style, crunches that one into the sand. So a 4-3 score here in the 3rd set. Centre court at Manly Beach is the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour Finals. Jess Namo back to serve. Oh, the defense from the girls in white. That's the second time this game that Katie's gone for that one-touch dig over the net. Again, just gone wide, so disappointing for her. Been a nice composed piece of play from the girls in light blue. Christy Jenkins just firing that ball nice and high over the block, so Katie Bartoli back to serve.
Oh, I'm trying to get a view of that. It must have just gone long there. Long or wide, it's a little bit tough. We've got some of our VIP areas just packed here tonight with spectators in here. And make sure they get a great view of this beach volleyball match. And we have Palmer and Nagamo at 6-4. Oh, the inside out corkscrew by Katie Bartoli. Turns that ball back into the cross court. Jess has a little bit of a look at that ball mark and she's like, yeah, all right, good shot. Big shout out all Jess's family have flown down from Queensland. They're here to support. They're up in the end of the VIP 10 here. Mum, dad, younger brothers all have a bit of a dabble in volleyball, and great to see the family support. Obviously, Katie Bartoli's whole family, everyone that knows Katie Bartoli's here. And obviously there's still a few fans for Beck and Christy here as well. Jess back to serve, 7-5. Third set, quarterfinal action from Manly Beach. Boo! And if you're watching out there and you're just starting to play beach volleyball, have a look at the approach of Christy Jenkins. The way she gets her arms back really deep into that approach and absolutely crush that one down the line. Just a little bit too hot to handle for the ladies in white. Oh, a little bit tight in the set there. Bakara had to give her a lot of direction, but just too good. Was able to squeeze that one past the block and maintain that 2-point lead. And we see it again, coming in high and hard. And Ross, I know we had spoke about this earlier in the week, and they've had a little bit of rain out there. Do you think Christy Jenkins is going to be enjoying that slightly harder sand? It's going to be like a mini tramp for her, because she is absolutely launching in the air right now.
I mean, as you said, Sanj, Christy Jenkins is a machine. There is no doubt about it. There wouldn't probably be a fitter woman on the tour than Christy, so the harder the conditions, the more she's going to thrive. And wow, look at that serve. That is very interesting. That levels it up at 8-all. Not usually known for her dynamite serve, Christy. It's just her all-round strength that keeps her going and keeps her matching it with the best on the tour. And oh, that one though, just sailing a little bit wide. But yeah, she is every inch an athlete. No doubt about that. 9-8 now.
Oh, trading service errors at the moment right now, and I guess the good thing is it keeps the score really, really tight for us. So we're going to see 9-all. Katie Bartoli back to serve. Oh, we had line block, line defense, and no one in the cross court. Bakara Palmer finds that and brings back the first of the lead, 10-9. Beck and Jess with the lead. Oh, Bakara Palmer saw the hands of Christy Jenkins and went high and hard off them, crushed it off into the sand. That's going to bring them up 11-9 lead now. Beck and Jess change, and that's a little sneaky gap when we're only going, Ross, to 15 points this third set. Oh, Christy is ducking out of the way, and Beck looking longingly at the referee there, but no luck. That's going long, and 10-11. Close that gap once again. I think Bakara Palmer absolutely owned that cross-court shot in this match tonight. And if I was Katie and Chris, I'd just stand in that spot. From this end, again and again, that's been her point-scoring position. And again, 12-10, that just grabbed that little 2-point gap. Oh, that's really, really good there by Chrissy Jenkins. That set drifted off the net. She took the pace off and went hard to the line and a little bit too far out of reach there for Jess Namo. And 11-12, Bartoli back to serve. Oh! Oh! Whoa! That should have been dead ball. Point should have been Bartoli and Jenkins. And Bakara Palmer, Jess Namo, somehow just finding a way to keep that ball alive. And 13-11, that's a huge point in the context of this game. I would have seen it as 12-all, but no, they've saved that gap in 13-11. Oh, what a rally. Fantastic work there by all players. Bakara Palmer seeing that open court, going with the fasting a number of times to try and catch them out. But Bartoli's a bit of an advocate of that herself. So she was ready. She saw it coming. Great composure there by Chrissy. Take the pace off, find the open court, and bring up point number 12. 12-13. And it's an ace. Whoa! Chrissy Jenkins, where does this serve come from, Ross? As you said, she's not known for an absolute weapon of a serve, but maybe she was at the coaching conference the other night where we talked about serving weapons, because she's absolutely putting that into play tonight. 13-all. Again, Bakara Palmer. Oh, she knows the importance of that play. There's a match point. Slow clap started. Oh, what a block to finish off the match. Bartoli absolutely wanted to crank that ball, and Bakara Palmer, two good delays there. Not necessarily known as a blocker, but hey, I think she might be claiming her stake. Fantastic match again, Ross. We'll see some absolute quality beach volleyball. We'll see Bakara Palmer and Jess Namo through to the semi-finals, and Chrissy Jenkins, Katie Bartolo, congratulations. Great fought, great play. They will take a 5th place at this Australian titles here at Manly Beach.
What a cracker of a game. Unbelievable that someone had to lose that. Well done to Bakara Palmer and Jess Namo. I'll be going down in a moment to have a chat to the girls, but let's catch up with the row campers after their big comeback against the Moen sisters. So Hannah and Alice, you have the home crowd here coming down to watch you, and you lose the first set 21-10. What's going on?
I think they played really well, and probably it was like we didn't have as high as expectations of them as we should have. We take a little while to get into games sometimes, so they got the better of us, and yeah, it took a little while.
And so at the end of the first game, Alice, I mean, what did you talk about? Did you change your tactics, or do you just keep on going and hope that it'll break through?
Yeah, we changed kind of serving tactics a little bit because, Justine was hitting really high. We were sort of struggling to block her a little bit and get her. We just kind of focused back on, after that we focused back on our side out because that wasn't really working out. So our setting and giving each other some room and better calling, because they were blocking a lot of angles, so we had to figure out the puzzle. And we did that, and we got into the groove and just held on, which is nice.
And we noticed that the crowd sort of came into the game as well, the longer it went on. Was that a factor out there? Could you feel the crowd lifting you?
It's always good energy when you've got a crowd behind you, and it does keep you positive.
Yeah.
It might not influence how you play, but it influences like your general confidence, I think, and then that in turn helps the player.
I don't know, like for me I think it is, you do want to play well in front of people, but you don't want to think about it too much, but you know that they're going to support you no matter what, so it's like, yeah, a bit of both, but it's just so good that everyone's here and we can play in front of people we coach and our friends and family, because yeah, I mean, not everyone gets to see you in action, they see you training, but when you get to compete, that's really cool.
You've had 2 good 3-set matches today. Is that a good lead up for a Sunday, for a Super Sunday?
Yeah, definitely. Like, we're fighters and we like to get sandy and just keep playing and playing. You want to play as much as you can. Like, you don't want to drag it out. You can't help it. But yeah. Yesterday's games were like quite quick, so it was almost good that we played 2 tough 3-setters because we didn't really get challenged that much in our first 4 games. So these 3-setters are actually like good pressure situations to move into teams which are like our level above. So that's if you want to take the positive out of 3-setters.
Now there are a lot of people who claim they are Manly locals, but of course you 2 are the real Manly locals. So what's your message tomorrow to Manly folk who might be coming down here and they want to know who to support? Who are the Manly people supposed to be supporting tomorrow?
Well, you can support us, that's great, but if you see some good volleyball plays, cheer for volleyball because everyone's working their butts off and everyone is so excited to be playing here at Manly and yeah, so just cheer,
No matter which team you're going for or not, because players love it when there's a big crowd.
Yeah,
no matter who's winning or losing.
spurs them on to jump higher.
You might have heard them say that, but the real message is get down and support Alice and Hannah Rocamper because they are the locals and they would love an Australian Tour title on their homestand. Good luck tomorrow, girls. Looking forward to seeing you play. There you go, aren't they fantastic, the Rocamper sisters, and they all have a lot of support down here tomorrow, don't you worry about that. We're going to be back very soon with the last match of the night. It's been a long day, but what a ripper we're going to have for you. That's coming up very soon.
So welcome back to Centre Court here in Manly Beach, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final match of our sensational Saturday. We've seen some epic encounters today. It's been absolutely awesome. I won't tell you how long we've been here for though, because it just makes me tired thinking about it. I know Ross, my colleague, is exactly the same. But it is the Beach Volleyball Australian Tour Finals. And a couple of young Aussies up against the Japanese side here in the light blue. And I'm pleased to be joined by Gareth Mann, one of the superstars of the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour. He had us on the edge of our seats, he and his partner Stubbsy, last night. So it's great to see him here. Gareth, thanks for your time. Thanks for joining us. Taking a bit of the stress away. Sandra's already gone. She's out of here. She's going, right, tag team.
All right, here we are. This is it. We've had two absolute barn burners before this. Two very tight women's matches, both going in 3 sets. Sensational. As you can see, the boys there firing up. Marcus firing high and hard off the hands.
So Gareth, you must know a fair bit about these two sides, playing in the men's draw, obviously. First of all, what can you tell us about this young Aussie combination in the black?
We did have the courtesy of having a match against them yesterday. I can say there's a lot of fight, a lot of fire. They're out there, they're young. You know, pressures here on the Japanese team. They really have nothing to lose. I can see them playing freely, playing to win. I think they can definitely do it here if they play well.
And in the light blue with the green shorts, I quite like that colour combination. How much do you know about this Japanese side?
I had the pleasure of watching them in the Shepparton World Tour event, and they are well rehearsed, well tuned Japanese superstars at the moment at the top of their program. As you can see there, the boys not making any trouble at that one, switching sides at 3-4. Any room that the Japanese team give the Aussie boys here, I think they're going to go for it. Oh, apologies, I believe it was a net touch.
Referee called a net touch, one that Marcus wasn't particularly happy about. I think he had a little chat with the ref on the way through, but score stands 5-2. And a massive block from the Japanese side there. So a really good start for these guys, but the Aussie boys are up the southern end of the court. They're hitting into the win, and that of course gives you a little bit of confidence out there, doesn't it?
So standing here live, I'm not sure if you can get on the feed just here. I'm having a look into the video, but there's a bit of sea mist, bit of breeze. The boys hitting from the south end of the beach. The team wearing black is hitting into the wind. Skin glistening with this sea mist hidden. There you go, deep serve, using that wind to their advantage there. Ball floating, playing a bit of mischief. Japanese player waiting for it to drop there. Going down the middle. Strong hustle, good touches. The boys making no mistake of that at all. Mr. Wakefield at the net there, saw it, took it. We're just having a little wipe of the face here, but Mr. Wakefield's shot was so good. The Japanese player has a face full of sand.
Now, Gareth, I've got to ask you about the match last night and the use of the sky ball by you guys. It really threw Cole and Zach off their game a little bit. Was that a definite strategy going into the match to pepper them with a sky ball?
Am I allowed to plead the fifth here, or I don't want to be giving any. Is it a strategy now, or have I given it away by pleading the fifth? I don't know. It was a. Okay, I'll give it away. It was a strategy going into it. Mrs. Stubbersfield wanted the time to get to the net. The boys were a bit shaky on the sky ball pass. Definitely, probably, I wouldn't imagine drilled and rehearsed in trying to go for their second balls from a sky ball. So, two factors there. The Stubbsy wanted the time to set up at the net, and we could set our defense and make a good play.
It was pretty impressive, actually. You're right that they really struggled setting up that second ball. I think it took away a little bit of their vision on the pass, but also I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that that's a strategy. I mean, you guys are all competitors out there on the court. You may be friends off it, but there's nothing wrong with admitting, hey, yeah, that's what we went for, and actually when we play them again, we're going to do the same.
Well, and the thing is, I thought you were doing it because they've made a lot of how they're very much a two-ball approach to their beach volleyball, and by using the sky ball, it wasn't as easy for them to control the direction of the ball, and it made it hard for them to play that kind of style of play.
Yeah, exactly. So David going deep into the court as well, so I believe it's very tough for you to hit the ball when the ball is coming over your shoulder, more towards the middle of the court from the back. And with my jump serves as well, I was trying to go down the middle, ping down the middle, so when they were going for those two ball hits, the ball was travelling away from them, and it's very tough for them. They have to match the speed of the ball if they're going to hit it, and hopefully we're in the right position to highly prioritise a certain play that they were going to go for.
And Gareth, I don't want you to feel guilty about this, mate, but there'll probably be teams around the world who are watching that who thought, aha, that's how you play Cole and Zach. So there'll be teams around the world who'll be practicing the skyball now, and you've blown their cover.
Oh, well, I don't know about that too much, you know. People say this, people say that. Maybe it's just because I have the microphone now and I'm telling you about it. Doesn't necessarily mean it came from me, though. Maybe it was moulded. I'll give some credit to David Stubbersfield as well. He executed his plan quite well and knew when he wasn't, what to do to change it, and both of us, I feel, had a very sound game plan when it came to that.
Well, either way, it was highly enjoyable. We absolutely loved it up here in the commentary booth, as is this game right now on centre court. So the Aussies trailing by just 2 points, 8-10.
Just got a message from Gregor. Just got a message from Gregor on the live feed. He says, "Bring Sanj back." Just joking, Coach Gareth. He says.
He would say that. He would. Nah, I believe sometimes I get pressured into streaming some of the events around the country, and I think, you know what, have a bit of fun on the mic. Hopefully, make it more enjoyable for the people at home, and you know, sometimes. When the facilities weren't quite there, I try to give them a show, you know.
Don't worry, mate. We're very happy for you to do it. I don't know whether Joe told you, but we've been going now for just over 12 hours commentating. So, mate, to have you come in here, it's like you know, it's like Custer's last stand for Joe and I, and you've just come in with the cavalry.
Joe, have a seat. She nearly collapsed on me there. They're gesturing to me like it's been a very long day, but I'm trying to get in here, spice things up for you, spice them up as well. And they've got smiles on their faces doing a little boogie, I think. Or there might be one coming in the technical timeout. Oh, Mr. Wakefield. Enjoy it, mate. Centre stage.
We saw Mitch and Marcus on the centre court earlier today. They were pushed all the way, and you can see they love it out there. They really feed off of the energy, much like yourself.
Well, I mean, as a beach volleyball player or any athlete trying to get to the top of their game, who wouldn't love playing on centre court? You know, that's part of the reason why you want to do it. You get inspired by seeing people in these types of settings, and you just want to replicate and put yourself in those situations. And when you're there, it can definitely help you make play better, rather. If you soak it all in, have a good time, and just be carefree, really, and just enjoy yourself. Be yourself on the court mostly. That's how you're going to get the best volleyball.
And Gareth, I've got one more question about you, because I know you don't want to just talk about yourself all night, mate. And I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but I'll tell you what we learnt by sitting up here yesterday watching you and Stubbsy. Stubbsy's got a real cult following, hasn't he? He's a bit of a cult hero amongst the beach volleyball fraternity.
He's asked me a few times. He's trying to revive this hashtag, Summer of Stubbs, and he's asked me a couple of times. He's asked me a few times to tag it in, and when I don't, he gets a little bit upset. So I don't know how personally he's taking that.
Well, let's kick it off here. So from now, even though summer's finished, it can be the European Summer of Stubbs. Starts here.
Oh, I hope he is listening or someone tells him about this. His teammate has absolutely gone and just dobbed him in, thrown him under the bus.
Do not worry, he will hear about it and he'll love it. Don't worry about that. He'll relish in it. You do not have to worry about that. Okay, let's get back to the match here. We have 13 serving 10. High lob. Mr. Wakefield going or opting for the better side of the beach. So swinging high there, getting the touch. So there is a slight northeasterly to southwesterly breeze rather, and the best side of the court to hit from would be on your screens, the right side of the screen. Wind definitely pushing in towards the players' faces. It's a lot easier to hit angles into the wind there. So look more for if Wakefield gets served here for him to go around the back.
We've been trying to work out the best way to actually explain the wind direction. So we worked it out before. It was the southern end, and the wind is coming easterly off the ocean. So it's kind of changed a little bit today. The southern end definitely is the right end to be playing from, or the good end, as we pose for a photo.
We have to hashtag Summer of Stubbs. If we have any IT guys out there, if you could, paint his face in the back or something, that would be muchly appreciated. So as Joe was saying, on your screens, the wind going from the bottom left of the screen going to the top right. So even in positioning on the court, you'll see players leaving just a touch more sideline, possibly because they think the wind's going to carry the ball a bit easier, or they can prioritize a certain hit. Okay, so action is 16 serving 12. And in the volleyball world, we like to call that walking the dog. Some others would call it experience. If you Mr. Frank Riganelli, he was out here early on centre court. He loves a bit of experience in his game. Ball trickling over the net there. The tempo of the set sped up a little bit. Wakefield getting his hands to the ball a little late there. Hasegawa managing to go over the top of the block. Essentially using it into that good breeze.
So Gareth, another topic of conversation that's come up today, we've been discussing the best tactics that you've used to slow down the game. So we've seen a few situations today where the players perhaps have been feeling the pressure from the opposition, from the situation, and Sanj said that one of her good tactics was to send the wrong player to the service line so that the referee has to then go and slow it all down. One of my favourite ones is, especially on the outside courts, when you have to go and chase your own balls. I tend to pretend to jog, but actually I'm really just standing on the one spot and moving very slowly. Have you got any of your own tactics that you use to slow down, all within the rules, of course?
Definitely very true. Sometimes, you know, you just need a little breather, slow the game down a bit, get your composure back so you can focus and execute, just as the Japanese team doing there, blowing it out to a 19-14 lead. So I guess that way we've, I'm not in the tournament anymore, so I can talk about it. I guess I don't feel so bad about it. But I've seen some of the players keeping, I see there's 2 match balls on each court, and some of the teams hogging both of the balls down their end of the court because I believe as soon as a server has the ball in their hands, they're ready to serve. The referee's ready to blow their whistle. If you stall the balls in the back of your court, you can take your time, go pick it up. Another one isn't so relevant right now is the sunscreen wipe. So I can walk to the touchy, walk to the second ref, ask them for a little wipe of the sunglasses, bit of sweat, bit of sand, wipe it off.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that one a few times today.
Well, I like the idea about the ball, Gareth, because when I suggested, I haven't played a lot of beach volleyball, but I suggested to Sanj and Joe earlier, and you can use this if you want, I won't mind, hiding the ball under the referee's chair if you get a chance, because like that is definitely going to slow the game down.
Yeah, it definitely does. It might be a little bit dirty sometimes, but I believe if the ball's on the other, if the ball's on your opponent's half of the court, you know, they can kind of collect it and get themselves ready to serve. So sometimes some of the players, not necessarily, you know, I'm not going to throw the ball straight to the player on the other side. I'm just going to leave it on their side. They can come and collect the ball from me. Also, in controversial times, you are allowed to... Big play by the boys. Marcus blasting through the block there. In controversial times, you can go up to the ref and ask him, you know, why was that? What was your analysis on the play that just happened? Not necessarily arguing because it happened, but asking for an analytical decision as to why it happened.
Just back to the match momentarily. A little moral victory here for the Australian boys because they've forced the Japanese to call a timeout, having looked down and out in this set, but all of a sudden they've fought their way back, they've clawed their way back to 17-20. They still have a mountain of work to do, but a moral victory, Gareth, to force the Japanese to say, let's go and have a sit down. We're a little bit worried about the momentum swing.
Well, a timeout is a big part of the game, and the Japanese team having 3 set points here, they really want to make sure they take care of that 3-point lead, get the job done now if they can, sit on the sideline, recompose, ask themselves what kind of play they're going to go through, and give themselves the best chance of winning this point, taking the set. Crowd clapping, going nuts. Oh, boys, getting it done. Strong side out, swinging down the line. Okay, so I did see Jo have a bit of a boogie here, so she does have a bit of life left in her. She's going to take a dip in the fridge soon as well. All right, here we go. We got Sanj.
Throwing me straight in the basket. Just having a little bit of chat with the players from last match. Just looking after the players, making sure that they're all good after their quarterfinal match. Speaking of both teams, they were really, really impressed with their performance. And Christy and Katie obviously disappointed. They were so close, and they felt they actually had that match almost in the bag. But they were really happy with their performance and felt probably the closest they've got to the girls. So they said they can't wait to get back to training, just to find a couple of those little things just to be able to come out and take them. And I reckon if we allowed them to play tomorrow again and do the rematch, they'd be straight out there. So really, really good to have a chat with the girls and just get their thoughts after such a close defeat in the semi-final, in the quarterfinals there. But cracking match out here. It's great to see these young boys taking it to this international team from Japan, 21-17 down in the first set. So looking forward to this second set action, and great to have you here still, Joe, after calling every single match today, and lovely to be joined by Gareth Mann in the commentary booth. Loving it.
And Sanj, you missed it while you were away having another nap, but Gareth has got the Summer of Stubbs hashtag. We're trying to get it trending at the moment. So anything you can do. I know you've got a huge social media following. You've got a huge social media following. So if you can use that, Sanj, to get the Summer of Stubbs hashtag trending.
No worries. Yes, I am the social media manager for this event, Ross, so we'll get the Summer of Stubbs. The only concern is that for me here, Gareth, I'm going to throw this question to you, is we're not in summer anymore.
This has been said. That's what said. European. Okay, so it's hashtag Summer of Stubbs, apostrophe 17. He's looking. Oh, sorry. I've just been updated. I'm not a social guru myself, apparently.
Yeah, come on, Gareth. No apostrophes in the hashtags. Oh, the Aussie boys looking to fire it up out there. Mitch Wakefield and Marcus Ferguson absolutely loving playing on the lights here, and they've snuck away a nice little 3-1 lead here in this quarterfinal.
So we see Wakefield going line to line. Kurosaka to receive. Boy, he put him right in the position. That was the spot right there for Mark to have a rip. So we have Wakefield. The boys like to call him Milkman or Milky. So don't mind if I call him Milky for the rest of this call. I have no idea why they call him Milky or the Milkman, but my presumptions is I'm not sure. I'll let you guys think about that.
So if you have any Mitch Wakefield fans out there on the live stream, feel free to chuck us some comments on the live feed there. We'd love to know a bit more about these players and maybe explain some of their nicknames, or maybe Gareth's just making it up. No, and I think he's definitely right there. No, I've seen it on the Instagram and his Facebook. I've seen that comment up there. So the Milkman delivers the point there for his team, and I think that's where he got the nickname from, Gareth.
So I did see some of the boys. I did see some hashtags as well while we're talking about it. Wakefield was playing with Justin Schumann at the under-21 Asian Champs just recently, and they call him Shrimpy. Okay, Kurosaka siding out there. Swinging down the line. We have seen lots of hard swinging here. Definitely the boys, one of their biggest strengths being physical, tall players that they are. Subsy misses out on yet another hashtag here in the booth. So we would like some comments as well. Let's make this interactive, you know. When I'm at home, I write some comments, we get some feedback. It definitely makes it more exciting to watch. Give us some thumbs up, some ideas, some questions, whatever you want to talk about it. Let us know.
Well, I'd like to encourage our viewers. Gareth's very quick to hand out nicknames for everyone else and to spill the beans on everyone else. Let's come up with a nice nickname for Gareth Mann, folks. If you've got any suggestions, we're very happy to take them on board and take them into account. I'm thinking about the Milkman, though. Is it the milkman because he's not as popular as he used to be?
Well, I don't want to make any comments about this in case I go down the wrong road, but I've definitely had a few nicknames over the years. If someone could help us out, if anyone has any comments at home, please let us know.
Great little tool off the block there as we go back to the centre court action here. Mitch Wakefield and Marcus Ferguson, great start here in this second set. We know they also, it's just gone long there, but obviously they were down in the first and they really have to come strong here. We saw a 3-set match in the last one. We'd love to see another 3-setter here. We'd love to see these young guns absolutely going for it up against these international competition. Not often they get to play senior international athletes, so this is a great experience for them, but these boys won't just be using for experience, they'll be looking to absolutely win the match.
Okay, I have the scoop from Max Gura. Max says Mitch is known as the milkman or Milky as he missed training one day from drinking off milk.
On ya, Milky! Oh, thanks, Max, mate. That is legendary.
And Maxie, we all wish you the very best with your recovery after that surgery. And we see Marcus just getting a little bit fired up there. That ball pretty much just shaved some of his hair off. That was super close to him. Man, this lad is fired up.
Great leave, I say, great leave. Kurosaka just overcooking it a little bit there. And just a little bit of change of environment as well. I have noticed that the wind's bit Milky! Ferguson putting him in the spot. See you later. Over the top. Boys, big grin on their face. They're playing a win here. 10-6. And again, high off the block. Japanese team not happy with the handling call there. Let it go. So as I was saying, with the environment, the breeze definitely is picking up now. Going from that bottom left of your screen to the top right. That could cause some havoc here. Look for the boys to possibly change some of the spots and zones where they hit from, some of the zones that they're going to prioritise with their hitting.
And no wonder, Gareth. I mean, I know the boys both played at the Asian Champs, and actually one of them won the title, of course. So they played on a big stage. But I wonder whether they would have played on a stage like this, centre court, under lights, Manly Beach, big crowd cheering them on against an international team. I wonder whether they've both been in a situation like this before.
Personally, I am not sure, but I think they're definitely loving it, that's for sure. I mean, when you compare it to, say, the Australian Open of surfing that was held just the other week, I mean, this is a very big stage, very daunting for some possibly, and some taking and rising to the occasion. So the boys definitely taking the most out of it right here.
So interesting, the Aussie guys obviously having a good start to this second set here on centre court. Gareth, what would your advice be to them? Which of these Japanese players would you be going after if you were out there? What would you do for Mitch and Marcus out there to secure this second set and push it to a third?
Well, very interesting decision. They're still going off after Kurosaka, hitting from the good side of the court. With the wind picking up, it could be an inkling of thought to possibly serve the player on the bad side with the ball blowing away from them when they're trying to hit the ball, which can make it harder to slide out. But the boys, they're feeling confident, like they feel as if they can pick Kurosaka up. So you know why not? Go for it. And as you see there, even the Japanese side serving to the good side there with Marcus swinging. They're definitely going after the player rather than going for an environmental play here where they think they can win a point by using that to their advantage.
Series
centre court here on Manly Beach. So this is, of course, the quarterfinal, the last 8 in the competition. These players looking to book their spot in the final 4, the semi-finals tomorrow. These guys, incredibly, they played 2 games yesterday. This is their 3rd game today. So, I mean, we're tired, but we haven't been out there playing. I can only imagine how their legs are feeling out there. And the winner of this game goes through to play the US combination. So, Ian, the Statman Statterfield, and David, I don't have a middle name for him, Mackenzie. 2012 London, the Hulk. There you go, Gareth says the Hulk. 2012 London Olympian with the US indoor national team. He is certainly has quite a big presence out there. He loves geeing himself up. So the winner of this game goes through to play against the Americans tomorrow. Gareth, which of these 2 teams is going to be best matched up against the Americans tomorrow morning?
To be honest with you, I think the team that wins this match is going to be whichever team it is going to be the best team matched up against them. So I believe both teams have their strengths that they like to work to, and definitely a little bit of different dynamics between the teams. But as you can see, the Australian boys are much taller than the Japanese team. So look for them to look for high hands, just as you saw there from Milkman as he goes back to serve here. The score is 14-10.
Yeah, Gareth, nothing more than we love to see Aussies on Super Sunday. So we would love to see the young boys get up here and send them through. We're also going to have an American-Japanese semi-final, and great for our online viewers. The crowd here, well, I don't know who they're going to go for. So I think the Manly crowd that is still here are absolutely cheering for the young guns. Got the crowd behind them here. Mitch and Marcus, unlucky. Look at that ace going. Woo! He's fired up about that ace. 12-14. Japan with the serve.
And of course, as Sandra was saying, the Aussie boys here definitely have the home crowd advantage. You know, with every player here, anyone watching, any fans, you want to get behind your own countrymen. You want to see them get up. These guys are the young guns coming through. We want to see them do well. We want to see them push the envelope of Australian volleyball. Still going for it. So as I was saying before, the Japanese team, not necessarily the tallest team, but as you can see there, Kurosaka just getting in the right spot for that block there. Sometimes it's not all about physicality. It's about hitting to the right spot, being in the right spot, and having that presence and mind to put yourself in the correct position. So a little middle to middle pass there. Milky getting a little tentative on the pass. You can see Marcus take a step to his left. He's trying to take a little bit more of the court there to help his partner out. Times like this where there's only 2 of you on the court, you want to do your best to support your teammate. And as you can see there, just going long, but Marcus taking that ball there, trying to take the pressure off Milky. The boys are going to have a breather here, call a timeout, regain their thoughts. They've been playing well this entire set, so let's see if they can go back to their bench, do a little bit of problem solving as to how they can win the next point and how they can defend against certain plays. And right now it's just the serve they need to take a hold of and give themselves a clean side out here.
I've got to say, Gareth, I'm a bit surprised it took them this long to call a timeout. They've lost 5-6 points, I think, in a row now. Maybe a couple of points ago might have been a time to try and stop the momentum, but now they've got to come out there and really regroup.
So, as an athlete, when you're playing out there on the court, what you want to do, or what I try to do, is sometimes you need to take the timeout a little earlier than what you think you can hold off for. You know, if you're a little tentative and you don't necessarily have the most confidence to win the next point, take a timeout, take a little breather. When a team gets a little run of 2, maximum 3 points, sometimes if you're not in a position to, you want to take a breather, take a timeout, because you don't want to let that lead edge away from you. You want to stick with that team if they have that 2 or 3 lead and it puts you 2 or 3 ahead. You want to get that side out, just edge a little bit back, give yourself the chance to make a defense, make a play, and get yourself back into the game.
And although they've just lost the point there, got to give credit to the Japanese boys. I mean, they were well and truly out in this set. The crowd was against them. They were well down on the scoreboard. They've really thrown caution to the wind, and they're taking risks, and it's worked out for them. And now all of a sudden they've found themselves with a nice comfortable lead and looking potentially at taking this match in 2 sets.
Yeah, Roscoe, and that's why they're an international team. They're travelling out here to play absolute elite beach volleyball. These aren't a couple of tourists that we grabbed off the streets. These guys are the real deal. And nice block there by Mitch. That's what he's going to do. He's going to dominate the net. And I said, these Aussies, the Japanese team were here playing the Four Nations event during the week. They played the World Tour event down in Shepparton, and they've been out here in Australia for quite a while. We want to make sure they actually leave and go back to Japan. They've been loving it out here in Australia. I think we see 2-point gap here.
Yeah, as you can see, as Sandra was saying, the Japanese team definitely finding their feet here again in this set. As she was saying, with their international status here, they are a very experienced team. They know how to work their way back into a match. The young fellas on that closest side of court to screen is definitely they're going to not have that edge on the other team necessarily in those kind of circumstances, in those kind of events. So let's look for the Australian boys here to make a nice, strong, confident play to get themselves back into the match. I want to see them, show a bit of emotion, show that they can do it. And as we saw again there, we want to see Milky go high and hard off the hands. That's what's been winning for him all match. Maybe even run around the back, have a big swing into the wind, use that physicality, get yourself back in the game.
Gareth, we got a match point here, Manly Beach Shouts. Oh, match point saved by the Aussie boys, and nothing more than we love a bit of Aussie fight and love it. And the crowd getting behind them, and yeah, boys, 17-20. Can they save another 3, Gareth?
Crikey, let's do it. I don't know why I said it, but I did, and the boys overcooking it again, going out the back there. Unfortunately, the boys have bowed out of this competition, but they have done well. The live caller here asking for a round of applause. They've played a magnificent game here. They should be very proud of themselves. And to put themselves in this position, Super Saturday, nighttime volleyball, this is what you want. This is more of what you want to see them doing. And we want to see Australia succeed in the future. And they're definitely a team that can do that.
Yeah, great performance by the young lads, and they'll take a 5th place here at the Australian titles, and they'll be disappointed now, but I think when they look back on it, they'll be happy with their performance. And we'll see Haswagara and Kurosaka to go through to the semi-finals tomorrow morning to take on the USA.
So I'm sure that is going to be a good match. It'll be interesting to see who the crowd here gets behind, the US, the Japanese. I'm not sure what they want, but what we would all like to see as callers here is we want to see some great live volleyball. And what we want to see more is you guys getting on the stream, having a look, have a comment, get amongst it, because what we want to do is build this. We love to have the viewers getting on board and watching good volleyball.
And what that does guarantee, Gareth, is it's going to be an Aussie v International gold medal match in the men. So we've got the other semi-final being Chris McHugh and Damo Schumann up against Isaac Kappa and Timmy Dixon. Now, I'm just a tad excited to see that game. Ex-partners matching up on opposite sides. That is going to be an absolute cracker. And we're going to see the women, Maria Fay Atacha del Solar and Louise Grice, up against Bakara Palmer and Jess Namo. And in our second semi for the women's, Alice Rocamper and Hannah Rocamper up against Misha and Lucia. Whoa, we've got pretty much every Manly Beach volleyballer in the semi-finals. And Roscoe, I am looking forward to Super Sunday.
So am I, and I feel like I've got another 12 hours of commentary in me. I'm disappointed that I've got to take a break now for 10 hours or so.
He's in his 17th win. He's doing well. They all are. Superstar team here. Really get behind. Show him a bit of support, guys. Give him a good comment. Thanks. A little thanks, little appreciation. Everyone likes it,
So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in on the live stream. That's enough from Gareth and myself and Joe. Roscoe will wrap us up tonight, and we'll see you all back tomorrow for Super Sunday.
It has been a cracker of a day. Gareth, man, thank you so much for coming up and getting this over the line, because I've got to admit there were times there in the last couple of hours when Joe and Sanj and myself We were looking there, you know, like you have that dream sometimes when you're trying to run and you can't run. And it was a bit like that for us. We were sort of sleepwalking towards the end, so mate, you've come through and got us over the line.
Can you see that? They're waving the black and white checkered flag. We're almost done for the day, the Melbourne Grand Prix. And can I come back tomorrow? This was fun.
Thanks.
Can you deny me? Can you say no live to all the people, or are you just going to tell me off when we stop this video? Actually, guy, you're not allowed to come. We're just being nice to you. No, we can't make fun of you in front of everyone watching live.
I tell you what, Joe and I are going to invite you back here on the spot. We'll throw it open. I'm going to keep the live stream open for another 5 minutes. I want to hear from the viewers at home. Do you want more of Gareth Mann? Do you want him back tomorrow? We certainly want him back, but we'll leave it to the viewers. I'm sure they'll have you back, mate. I would love to have you back in the box.
You know what? I would love to come back. This is fun. I mean, where can you enjoy it more from? We're sitting up here. As we said, beautiful setup. We just had the Australian Open recently. We have a beautiful stadium set up here. We got the night lights. We got the infrastructure and the facilities to put on some really good volleyball. And we're going to see some big international games. As you heard the ladies saying before, we're going to have some really great games. And I lost myself a bit there. I got put on the spot. You know, he said, "Oh, I got to talk for 5 minutes," or the stream's going for another 5 minutes. So I thought I have to talk for another 5 minutes, but I'll give the mic over to them. They can help me out this time.
It's as if Gareth has been up here talking for 12 hours. I'm surprised.
I don't know how he'll fit in because he talks too much.
I know, my goodness.
No, he doesn't. Look, we are going to wrap it up here in just a moment. I am going to play you a quick interview with Bakara and Jess in just a moment, but before we go to that interview, can I just say a big thank you to Sanj Carter, of course. She's been a trooper all week. Joe Healy, absolutely fantastic today. Thank you, Joe. And Gareth Mann, of course, coming in at the end when somebody needed to get us over the line. First game tomorrow is at 8:30 Manly time. We will be here, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, from 8:29.
8:29 and 30 seconds.
No, but we will be here because we're loving bringing you the live stream, and we're hoping that you're enjoying it at home. Thank you for your company today. It has been an enormously long day, so we appreciate you sticking with us, and we hope you've enjoyed the beach volleyball. Before we go, just going to play you a quick interview with Jess Namo and Bakara Palmer. They won a thriller tonight. They're through to Super Sundays. See you tomorrow morning, folks. It's getting late in the day. What a cracker of a match. Just Beck Palmer, can I ask you a question? Match point. Serving an ace or pulling off a massive block? What's the biggest buzz?
I actually just said that to Jess at the end of the game. I was like, sometimes I wish I was 6'4" or 5 so I could block all the time because it's a pretty good feeling. I don't know. I think just winning is a really great feeling. I'm happy to do it any old way.
You look pretty pumped though, Jess. I mean, those guys took it out to you. It is Katie's home beach, so she obviously has a bit of home support in that there. But did you always feel like you had it in control, or were there moments when you thought, wow, this is going to be interesting?
Definitely not. I was shaking in my boots, but I think we held our body language pretty well, and I could definitely feel the support of the crowd going their way. So I think we really had to stick together and play as a team. So
You guys haven't played a heck of a lot together, but do you have that trust out there that you can rely on each other in a crunch situation, Beck?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like Jess said, that she was really nervous, but I thought I was the nervous one, and I thought she was holding her nerve really well. So totally, I would back Jess into side out or to come out and serve a really big ball at a crunch moment, and I think she did that today. And I think we're really solid out there, which is a really nice feeling. But I also think it has an impact on the opposition, which is the most important thing.
And does it also give you a bit of confidence knowing that a week ago Jess was out there in the World Tour and made it through to the silver medal, and so she's got that big game experience just a week or so ago?
Yeah, totally. Unfortunately, I wasn't playing on that Sunday, so the silver lining, I guess, was sitting there watching Jess, knowing that we were teaming up this weekend and being really stoked for her, and also really stoked for our team moving forward in that experience. So I think we're poised, and I think we're in a really good place, and I'm looking forward to taking on tomorrow and then Asia in after Easter.
And Jess, I know I sound a bit like a broken record, but the growth in your game in the last couple of months has been quite extraordinary. Do you feel yourself like you're at a whole new level? Do you feel like you're playing beach volleyball at a level you haven't before.
Yeah. I think a big part of it is moving to Adelaide and playing with these girls every single day, and they push me to be my best, so I think that has a big part to do with it, so yeah.
Well, I'm not 100% certain, but I think you're up against Louise and Maria Fay. Interestingly, you were playing with Maria Fay last week, and of course you went to the 2012 Olympics with Louise, so there's going to be a bit of history there. It's going to be a very interesting match tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. I think those guys are definitely the team to hunt this week, and I'm glad that we get to have a crack at them tomorrow. And I think if we bring our best, and I think it'll be anyone's game. I think it's going to be super close, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm loving the way you guys are playing beach volleyball this weekend. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thanks, Roz. Bye.
Let's